What's up? It's Ben from WODprep, and today we are going to talk about double unders in slow motion. So if you've been trying to learn how to do double unders, or you've been practicing but you just can't figure it out, today I'm going to break down the double under in slow motion. But really quick, if you are trying to unlock double unders, I have a completely free training guide and it's my gift to you. So it's called The Ultimate Guide to Double Unders, and all you have to do to get it for free is to go to wodprep.com/du or wodprep.com/double unders. So go grab that now and let's get into the training. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about with regard to the slow motion double under is notice the way I jump. So jump mechanics are probably the #1 key to double unders. So it doesn't matter whether you're just jumping up and down without a rope in your hands, or whether you're doing single unders, or whether you're doing double unders, or triple unders for that matter. The jump mechanics should all pretty much be the same. So what I want you to do is notice as I'm doing these double unders, look at how it's just a normal jump. I'm just jumping straight up and down with my arms down by my side. So if you were to put the rope down and just jump up and down a few inches at a time, let's say 4 inches every single time, it should be exactly like that when you're actually spinning the rope. Too often I see people, when they actually get a rope in their hands and they try spinning, it turns into this crazy pike or this crazy donkey kick. And that's totally not what you want to do. So you want to make sure that you are jumping normally and jumping in a controlled fashion. One quick note that I want to point out is that I'm jumping with what I call soft knees. So you'll notice that when I jump up, I'm not locking my knees out, extending my legs as far as I can. I actually jump and then I start to rebend my knees slightly, which allows me to rebound into the next rep. So basically, especially if you're trying to do multiple double unders unbroken, you have to make sure that you're setting yourself up for the next rep just as much as you're causing the current rep to be successful. So when I jump up, I jump and then I have what I call soft knees. So you'll just see a little bit of a knee bend. And then another thing that's really important is that my toes are pointed down. So instead of, let's say this is my foot, my toes are pointed down at the ground so that I can absorb the next rep. If my toes are up, then I'm going to land flat-footed and I'm not going to be able to jump back up. So it's really important, soft knees, and make sure that your toes are pointed down towards the ground as you reach the apex of your jump. Next, going along with the jump mechanics, I want you to notice my torso. So my upper body is not folded over. I'm not hyperextended. I'm staying vertical, I'm keeping my chest proud, and I'm keeping my eyes locked on one spot. So if you have a tendency to close your eyes or you're freaking out and you're looking all over the place, that's going to hurt your balance. It's really important to focus on one point in the distance, or maybe even one point, maybe 10 feet in front of you. And if you can do that, then that's going to help maintain your balance, and everything else should hopefully take care of itself. Next, let's talk about the hand position. So if you notice my hands, when it comes to vertical positioning, they're not out here to the side. They're also not, I don't even know how to do it. They're not lower than they should be. They're naturally, if I just lay my hands down by my side and maybe pull them out a few inches, that's all the double under is. Your hands are pretty much just relaxed down by your side. The more relaxed you can be, the better. So for those of you who jump with your arms really wide, you're fatiguing your shoulders. You're doing a lot of extra work that you don't need to be doing. Try to keep your hands down by your side. Next, when it comes to like laterally where your hands are, maybe front and back, instead of having my hands way out in front or having them way behind me, it's really important that the hands just kind of stay right by your side. So I've seen some people where they have this big mistake where they spin and their hands will end up really far behind them, or they spin and as they go, they kind of push their hands forward. If you think about it, if the hand is the center point of your spin, the rope is going to click the ground right below where your hands are. So you want the rope to be passing directly under your feet, and pretty much you want it to click right under your feet, or maybe just in front of it. So that means your hands should be right in line with your feet. So hands right by the side, maybe slightly in front. That seems to be the best place to put your hands as you're spinning and trying to do double unders. Next, I want you to notice that I am spinning the rope with my wrists and forearms. I'm not spinning it with my shoulders. So an example of spinning with your shoulders would be this. Let's say I have my arms totally locked out and it stays locked out the entire time. So this would be spinning with my shoulders. There's no movement in the wrist. The wrist is totally locked, my elbow's totally locked, and I'm just moving my shoulder to get the rope to spin. That is really, really inefficient and you're gonna get very tired. What I try to teach people is to keep their shoulder pretty much relaxed and where it is. And then I want to have a slight bend in the elbow. So my hands are on my side. I'm just lifting it up so you can see it here on the camera. But my elbow's bent, my wrist is relaxed, and when we spin, it's kind of just, I'm bending at the elbow and I'm loose at the wrist. So it's all in the wrist, and you can kind of see how I'm just moving my forearm up and down. This is really, really important when we're trying to develop a very efficient spin. And it's honestly probably one of the most important things for developing a truly efficient double under. Make sure you're not spinning with your upper arm and shoulders. Next, I want to talk about the rope. So when it comes to actually spinning the rope, there's one thing that I want you to pay attention. Let's say you film yourself from the front. And what you can do is I want you to track where the rope goes. So what that means is when you're spinning the rope, is it oscillating? Is it twisting on itself? Is it going completely slack? So as you can see here in this demonstration, this is an example of the rope keeping tension the whole time. You can see as we go through the movement slowly, the rope pretty much keeps the same form. It's that parabola form. It's just an arch basically, or an arc, and it's doing that instead of flexing and twisting. So it's really important to make sure you keep the tension on the rope. And one of the best ways that you can do that is to, one, make sure that your thumbs are always pointed out at all times. Don't spin by tossing the rope forward and backwards because that'll make it twist. And then another thing is using a rope that is slightly heavier than the one you currently use. So a lot of people use ropes that are really, really fast and really light, and that's actually not what you want when you're trying to develop double unders. It's better if you have a slightly heavier rope because that heavier rope will tend to keep its tension better. We have one more thing that I want to bring up as we go through these slow motion double unders, and that is that the rope makes contact with the ground. This is very, very important. A lot of people, as they start to lift their arms or as they start to do more reps and the rope gets faster, the rope will actually lift off of the ground, which causes the person jumping to have to jump higher so that the rope doesn't touch their toes. My suggestion for people is to make sure that you hear the rope clicking the ground every single spin. I don't want it to slap the ground and be really loose because that means your rope is probably too long. But if the rope is sized properly and you're spinning it properly, it should click the ground. I mean, it literally sounds like every single time. It just clicks, click, 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 click on the ground. And what that does is that gives you a cue where you can hear and you can listen to make sure that your timing is correct. And you also know that, hey, if I'm in the air and the rope is clicking the ground, there's no way it's going to hit my feet. The rope's touching the ground, my feet are off the ground, they're not going to touch. But as soon as you lose contact with the ground, that means the rope is lifting up higher and you have to jump higher or do something crazy with your feet to get it out of the way. So that is the last thing I want to tell you is you have to make sure that the rope is making contact with the ground. So I hope that you like this video. I hope that you like these video breakdowns, the slow motion version to double unders. If you are trying to take your double unders to the next level, remember I have a completely free ultimate guide to double unders. So if you want to take your double unders to the next level, go to WODprep.com/DU and you can download my double under training guide completely free. And I'm going to send you a few follow-up emails to make sure that you know exactly what you need to do to learn double unders. Next, what I want you to do, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Make sure you click the subscribe button so you don't miss any more videos that we have coming out. And last but not least, what is your power animal? That is the question of the day. What is your power animal? So if you had to identify with one animal, what would it be? I want you to leave a comment below and let me know. For me, it's the great white shark.